Alrighty, welcome back, y'all. So, today is part number 2 of working on building this gazebo. So, we left off with just getting this front kind of like gable wallish section made. So, now we got to go ahead and stand this part up, get it braced so that way it'll freestand, and then I have to build the mirrored side of this for this side of the slab. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get the time lapse started. Alrighty, y'all. So, we got our front and back assembled for the steps we're at. So now we got to go ahead and figure out these headers that have to go in. It seems like the next step here. So I got to go ahead and find these screws, find the brackets, all that stuff, which boards. So that takes me a little bit. No reason to time lapse all that. But once I get those sorted together, I'll go ahead and bring you all back, and we'll keep on trucking. Alrighty, y'all. So it's actually starting to kind of take some shape here. I went ahead and squared up the posts to where they're actually going to be on the slab. So when I poured the slab, I made sure I was 12 feet this way, and it's 11 foot 9 this way. Just because, 12 foot boards, you can only get 12 foot in one dimension, or you get 11 foot 10 and a half, or you get 11 foot 9 and 12 the other way, depending upon how you place the board. So I went 12 with 11.9. Did that purposely, knowing that this is 12 feet long in one dimension, and it's only 11 or 10 foot 9 in another. So that gives me 6 inches on each side this way, and then it butts right up on the edge the lengthways, which is exactly what we're shooting for. So I did that so that way less water. So when it rains, because it rains a lot here, most of the water will drain off the front and the back. and not touch the slab. And then on the sides, where the actual pitch of the roof is, it's going to drain out well past the edge of the foundation and not hit the end of it and splash inwards into it. So just in efforts of trying to keep it a little more dry when it is bad weather here, just quite often. But so now that I got the inside support truss in, now I've got to do this exterior truss, which is a little more designy. Multiple pieces put this one together. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make this outer one. So let me go ahead and get the pieces laid out, the hardware laid out, and then we'll go ahead and get into building these. Alrighty, guys. Well, so I got this first outer truss put in. Interesting way that they kind of do it. So left everything a little loose. That way I could just kind of start the bolts, get it hanging up there. And then I went ahead and their corner truss pieces here to triangulate and strengthen their joints. I went ahead and made sure I shot those into the post first, since those have pre-designated like positions for the holes to go in. And then once I got those in, everything looks pretty square and flat. So I just kind of made sure that the end piece and the middle piece kind of pretty much flush to each other, where like top and bottom wise, and then just tightened everything up from there. So that looks pretty good, at least to my crappy blind eyes, but should be good enough. In the camera, it looks pretty straight too. So I'm gonna go ahead and send it, do the same thing on the other side, but first I gotta go ahead and take down these little temporary supports. They'll be in the way, and now with these two in, plus the inner one on that side and everything tightened up, they shouldn't be an issue with moving or anything. So should be totally fine there to go ahead and just shoot them on down. So let me go ahead and go back to the time lapse, and we'll get on into it. we had the phone die. Apparently, like, I pressed play, and then immediately afterwards, or record, I mean, immediately afterwards it died. I started doing the front gable on the other side. Um, Went to switch sides here and realized the phone was dead. So went ahead and finished up that side while this was charging. Now we're going to go ahead and get this side done. Got more than enough battery now to go ahead and record this, and this is just where we're going to end up finishing up today. A little bit ahead of where we were trying to get to. But let me go ahead and get you guys back in time-lapse mode, and we'll get this knocked out. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's going to take care of it for today. Man, I feel like I got so much done. I actually got further than I thought I was going to, for sure. I figured I was only going to get the one backside done, and then those the inner support there. But man, I kind of laid everything out and figured out a little system yesterday on where I was going to place all the bolts and stuff and everything. So that way when I came out here today, I already had everything found that I was going to need. And boy, that made it so much faster than having to try to re-find everything. And because of that, I got a whole lot further than I thought I was going to. But let me flip. I mean, look at these guys. Look at this. This thing is just looking awesome. So there is a plate that's got to go up there on both sides. I think that's probably the next step, or here in a couple steps. I don't know. It didn't tell me to do it yet. So I think it's because the roof panels end up getting bolted through on that. So I don't think those actually go in yet, which makes sense because it does say to temporarily use those big bolts that pass through up there to align those, and then you have to put those screws in there. And since we got to put those screws in there, those bolts are coming back out, obviously. So that leads me to think that it all kind of bolts through on those roof panels. So that's actually kind of nice because that's definitely going to make the roof structure quite a bit stronger. So I like that. But man, we're getting there. Like, that just is going to look nice out here. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get everything picked up, put away. Pretty sure it's supposed to rain tonight. It's supposed to actually rain for the next 2 days. So depending upon what pieces and whatnot go together, I might try to build the roof panels on the ground and then slide them up into place, because those front gables kind of have lips for it. So I think that's probably actually how they have it planned out to do. So I like that. They're probably going to be pretty heavy. So that might actually, unfortunately, take 2 people to do. But no big deal. It is what it is. I'll get it figured out on how to do it by myself. So, but with that, guys, make sure you're out there working toward your goals, getting your stuff done. And most of all, just don't be a lazy fuck.